Hey everyone, welcome to That's Good Denver. I'm your host, Chris Romeo, and today I'll be resuming my series of the NFL divisions for predicting each NFL division. And today I'll be doing the NFC North. And sorry if I'm talking kind of quiet right now because it's like almost 1:30 in the morning. And my grandma's sleeping and stuff, and I gotta keep it down. I'll be going to bed right after I make this video because I need to get my sleep schedule back on track. Um, but yeah, I'll be doing the NFC North today between the Lions, Packers, Bears, and Vikings. Um, and yeah, I mean the Packers and Vikings are definitely playoff teams. It's obviously the Packers. The Lions and Bears. The Lions are getting a little bit better, and the Bears, it just depends on Justin Fields how he's gonna do because there's a lot of question marks at their quarterback position. Um, but yeah, and I was actually supposed to do this video a couple nights ago. Like, I tried doing it two different times and my phone stopped recording, like it did the other day, and it kept doing it, so hopefully that problem does not happen again. Um, but yeah, other than that, let's get started with these NFC predictions, or NFC North predictions. So, starting off the NFC North, you got the Detroit Lions. And like I said, I'll be doing each team's ceiling of how high I think they could finish, and each team's floor on how low I think they could finish. So that being said, the Lions, they're rebuilding in the right direction. Um, Jared Goff, he's not a terrible quarterback, but he's also not a good quarterback. He's like pretty average, I think. Obviously, Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback. He took over his place in the Rams and won a Super Bowl in his first try. Hopefully, the Broncos do that. But yeah, the Lions, I mean, they're rebuilding in the right direction. They're getting some more defenses on that defense, because their defense was one of the worst in the league last year. And they got some weapons on offense. They got TJ Hawkinson, who's a really good tight end. They got Kenny Galladay as a wide receiver, and they also got another really good wide receiver. I can't think of his name right now. He's really good in fantasy. So the Lions, I mean, they went 3-14, something like that last year, and they should be better. I think they'll be a few wins better this year. Um, the Lions' ceiling, I have their ceiling being about 10-7. Or wait, excuse me, I have their ceiling being 7-10. Got the numbers mixed up. That's if Jared Goff, conti- does better and stuff. Proves he's not that bad of a quarterback and gets a little more comfortable in that Lions offense. And their offense is really good, and their defense even plays good at times. The Lions could upset a lot of teams and be a scary team, even for teams in this division, especially. Their floor, though, um, I have their floor only being about 4-13. That's if you know, they do about the same as last year, and like, they can't really find get things together, and Jared Goff does worse and stuff. But 4-13, that would be a win better than last year. So either way, I have the Lions finishing better this year. A lot of it's going to come down to Jared Goff. Be careful if Jared Goff gets a little more comfortable with that Lions offense. Um, starts to find his open receivers like T.J. Hawkinson, Kenny Galladay, etc. Then onto the Chicago Bears. So, the Bears are, this is a make or break year for Justin Fields. There's a lot of question marks with him. He has some talent. He has the ability to like make plays and stuff, but is he the answer? That's just a big question mark. If he's not the answer this year for the Bears or next year, then the Bears are in trouble for their future. And like, they got a new GM recently, and they fired Matt Nagy last year, which is really good, or good because Matt Nagy wasn't a good coach. Um, and they got Darnell Mooney, who's a underrated wide receiver. He's pretty dang good, I think. They got who else? Yeah, I can't think of their other running backs. I mean, the Bears, don't really have a lot of talent around Justin Fields, I would say. So their ceiling, I have the ceiling, their ceiling being the same as the Lions 7-10. You know, that's if Justin Fields proves he's a guy and the Bears aren't as bad as people think. Um, their floor though, what did I have their floor at? Let me think. Their floor, I have their floor being 3-14. They could be one of the worst teams in the league this year. Um, that's if Justin Fields isn't the answer. He plays inconsistent, and all the defense gives up a lot of points, and there's not much to show for it. They could be competing for a number one draft pick this year, possibly, but we'll see. Then next up, you got the Kings of the NFC North over the years. You got the Green Bay Packers. So, the good news for the Packers is Aaron Rodgers did sign the 4-year deal with the Packers. After all the drama that was happening of him possibly go to the Broncos or him leaving the Packers and not wanting to stay, able to make out a deal. The bad news is obviously that Devontae Adams traded the Las Vegas Raiders, the best receiver in the league possibly, and Nathaniel Hackett left and went to your Broncos. Um, but like the Packers still have some good pieces around. Like they have Randall Cobb at wide receiver. They got some other good pieces I can't think of. Lazard. Um, they got Aaron Jones who's a really good running back. So and Aaron Rodgers with his even though he doesn't have that much more time left, he still has time to win a Super Bowl with this team, and like they still have a pretty good defense. I would say the Packers ceiling. Believe it or not, I have their ceiling still being 14-3, even without Devontae Adams. That's if Aaron Rodgers, comes back to his MVP, has another MVP season. He's the reigning back-to-back MVP at that position, and Devontae Adams, shouldn't be a big problem. Their floor, honestly, I have their floor being only 11-6. That would still probably get them in the playoffs and maybe even win this division. Um, they don't have a lot of weapons, and maybe that hurts them a little bit. And Devontae Adams is the reason, for a lot of Aaron Rodgers' success, but we'll have to see. Um, then next up, lastly, you got the Minnesota Vikings. So the Vikings, uh, they got a little better on defense, and their Kirk Cousins coming to his third year with the team or fourth year with the team. He's overpaid at the quarterback position, the 84 million a year. They got Dalvin Cook, who's one of the best running backs in the league. Justin Jefferson coming in his third season, should have a breakout year. They got other good wide receivers, Adam Thielen. They got Kyle Rudolph still at the tight end position. So the Vikings, they should be a scary team again this year, and definitely contending for a playoff spot. I think. Um, Sorry, I had to get a new pencil while I was gone, or a pen because the other one ran out of lead. Um, but anyway, the Vikings, they got some good pieces on offense and a better defense. Who their defense has been terrible a lot of years, but should be a little better this year. Their ceiling, I have their ceiling being the Packers' floor at 11-6. Some people think the Vikings could possibly win this division now that the Packers lost Devontae Adams. I think that's a little arrogant to say. I mean, they could if the Vikings' ceiling is what it is and the Packers' floor is what it is, but that would only be tied with that win the division. I don't know. They could definitely split with the Packers and you know, um, they definitely have the talent, and I think they'll be contending for a playoff spot. I think they're going to be a borderline playoff team, though. Their floor, that's if things get a little worse than last year. I mean, last year they didn't have Kirk Cousins for a few games. I remember their floor being 8-9, and their ceiling 11-6. That's if Kirk Cousins does better and stuff and continues to do better. And Justin Jefferson continues his elite performance as a young player. And Dalvin Cook, is one of the best in the league, like always. So I forgot to go over the team schedules like I always do. So I'm gonna do. Well, no, actually, I always forget to do the team's strength of schedule. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do their actual record, and I already have it predicted out. So as you can see over here, I have the Packers winning the division, going 13-4. I think Devontae Adams might hurt their offense a little bit, but it won't make that much of a difference for Aaron Rodgers because he's still one of the best in the league and the back-to-back MVP. And I have the Vikings going 9-8. Um, they'll be a borderline playoff team. They might make the playoffs depending on how I have the other divisions going. I have about the same as last year, except a little bit better. And I think Kirk Cousins will continue to improve, and Justin Jefferson, everybody else will continue to improve on their offense. They're really good offense. Um, I have the Lions going 6-11, being a little bit better. I have Jared Goff possibly having a better year and stuff. They're going to be a better team. I think they're rebuilding in the right direction. Are they a playoff team yet? No, but they're rebuilding in the right direction. Maybe 2 or 3 years down the road, they can be really good. Then I have the Bears going 4-13. I just don't see it being that good of a year for Justin Fields and the Bears. I mean, Justin Fields will show some signs of talent, but their defense is still really bad. Losing Khalil Mack, I forgot to say, and yeah, I don't think Justin Fields is quite the answer yet, and he has some signs of talent, but I just don't think it's going to be the year this year. Um, so then, starting off with the Packers, I'll go over their schedule, I guess, first. So Packers have some tough games. They got the Vikings twice. They got the Buccaneers, the Bills, the Cowboys, the Titans, the Eagles, the Dolphins on Christmas, and the Rams. So yeah, some tough games sprinkled in there, but they should be able to win a lot of those games, I think. I'm starting 0-1, drop one of the Vikings, beating the Bears, going 1-2 to start. People will be worried, but then I have them going on a hot streak. I have them winning 4 games in a row until losing to the Super Bowl favorites and the Buffalo Bills. Then I have them winning 5, 6 in a row until they have them losing to the Dolphins on Christmas. It'll be a tough trap game to lose. Then I've finished in their last 2 strong by beating the Vikings and Lions at home to finish 13-4, contending for a number 1 seed in the NFC. Vikings, I have them beating the Packers week 1. That'll be huge. Then losing the Eagles, win 2 in a row. Losing the Bears at home. I have them splitting with the Bears and the Lions this year, and the Packers. I'm losing on the road at the Dolphins, beating the Cardinals in a big game, getting upset to Washington, losing the Bills, beating the Cowboys, losing the Patriots somehow, beating the Jets, losing on the road to the Lions. I don't see, they lost there last year, so it might happen again this year. Winning 2 in a row, then losing on the road at the Packers, and getting a huge win on the road at the Bears. So that would be an up and down year for the Vikings, but that 9-8 should in the NFC could definitely get you in the playoffs. The NFC is a weaker conference than the AFC, so 9-8 could do it for the Vikings. And the Detroit Lions, I'm losing their first game until they beat Washington at home, losing 3-4 in a row. Then I have them upsetting the Dolphins at home. Tua Tagovailoa, could have a bad game possibly. Then I'm losing the Packers and Bears, getting a win against the Giants on the road, losing the Bills. Then I've won 2 in a row here. 2 big wins. Then I'm losing the Jets and Panthers, beating the Bears at home, and losing to the Packers. So not a bad year at all for the Lions, going 11-6, better than last year. And the Chicago Bears. I've been losing their first 4 games of the season until they get an upset win against the Vikings. They need to win there. I've been losing to Washington, losing 3 in a row. Then they win 3 in a row here, getting a big win against the Dolphins somehow, beating the Lions, beating the Falcons. Then I have them losing. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm losing 4-5. Yeah, then after they go on a 3-game winning streak, I have them losing their final 6 games, and that's how they finish 4-13. Um, and I didn't really go over their strength of schedule, but I went over every game for each team. So, you know, I think most of these games are within reason. It's probably because I'm tired right now. But that's it with the NFC North. I try my best to do that as best as I can because I'm kind of tired right now. And I need to get my sleep schedule back on track. Um, yeah, let me know what you think, how the NFC North will pan out. And I've been watching some baseball lately. They just got done with the All-Star break, and the Rockies lost to the Brewers 6-5 in 13 innings tonight. After they won 5 in a row heading to the All-Star break, or won 5 in a row, then lost a game right before. But yeah, let me know how you think the NFC is gonna North is gonna pan out. The Rockies are about 6.5 games out of a playoff spot, so hopefully they can make a run at the postseason, possibly get in. That's it with the NFC North. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know who you think's gonna win the NFC North this year. But that's it, everybody. I'm Chris Romeo, and that's good Denver.